Guys, how's it going? Welcome back to The Virus, episode 75. And yeah, we got something special for you today. But let me go ahead and kick it off by introducing the podcast as usual. So as you may know, for those of you who are new, this is not a COVID-19 podcast. This is a podcast where we have contagious combos and viral viewpoints. So we're going to talk about, usually we talk a lot about self-improvement, but I think I'm going to start doing this thing where I'm going to do like a monthly metal podcast or something like that. You know, something's got a good ring to it. But we definitely want to dive into the music industry a lot more and keep it consistent. So let's talk about the plugs where you can find us. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch for the live streams. Posted content, you're going to find us on Spotify, Instagram, and Twitter. So give us a follow, a like, a subscribe, share it. Give us a little, little smiley emoji with a little hug and kiss. We like those things too. Yeah. But yeah, we got something special for you today. We got Sam and Josh, or as you guys call him, LJ. Yes. With No Living Witness. So welcome back, guys. How you doing?
Excellent.
Nice, awesome. Nice, dudes. Yeah, good to have you. And in case you guys didn't remember or don't recognize these fine gentlemen, we had you guys on a couple episodes individually in the past. So if you guys missed that, go back. I don't remember what episodes those were, but it's probably been a couple months for you. And then
I'm hoping mine was 69. Gonna be honest.
It very well could have been, yeah. No, I know it wasn't 69 because
it was like 63 because it was like 2 months ago.
That sounds more accurate, yeah. And then you were before him.
It was like a year ago almost.
Okay.
I remember it was hot as hell. That's all I remember.
That was in the summertime then. Yeah, I was I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, man. I was still like trying to get the hang of it. I still don't. I don't know. I just pretend better now.
Good job.
But cool. Let's kind of just catch people up. Like, how you been since, let's start with you, Sam. Like, what's new since episode, 60 some odd, whatever, we sat down and we chatted about some stuff. You were kind of just chopping it. We talked a little bit about music, but I feel like we kind of derailed and just talked about life.
Yeah, we were everywhere. What did happen? I don't know. Nothing crazy has happened. It's been just, I don't really do much, All
right.
I visited friends in California last weekend. That's the first time I've really gone anywhere.
Oh, really?
In March, I went to the beach house with a couple of families with kids, and it was cold as fuck, and we were at the beach freezing our butts off.
Like a timeshare?
Nah, it was like an Airbnb.
Oh, okay.
But my daughter legit, like, we were on the beach, it was so cold, and she was just like, I'm going back to the house. And she just started walking home. We're like, okay, I guess we're going.
Kind of wraps it up, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny how the kids, they kind of dictate what happens, right?
That's fine. I wanted to leave too, but I was trying to be a good sport.
Nice. She gives you the green light then. You're like, yep, yes, she says we're going.
Yep, dang it.
Right on. Well, that's good to hear, man. So yeah, nothing wild and crazy's happened since then, huh?
No.
Right on.
No, I mean, we're releasing an album. We've been working on that pretty hard. That's pretty cool.
Nice. We'll definitely dive into that here in kind of mid-podcast. We're going to do I kind of structured it as normally I do with the Contagious Combo, and then the review section I saved kind of for talk about. These guys got a new album coming out and a new single release, so we just listened to it. Well, I just listened to it. Obviously, they've heard it.
It's been beaten to our eardrums.
We hear it in our sleep.
So I'll kind of give you guys my thoughts on it, talk to you guys about it. We'll chat about it and kind of give you my feedback. What about you, LJ? How have you been, man?
Been good.
Nice.
Just grinding.
Grinding at music or life?
Both.
Nice.
Both, definitely. But yeah, worked through the whole pandemic, so nothing much changed for me. Just paying the bills and screaming in microphones.
Ah, them bills. Got
the
bills.
Buffalo Bills.
Nice, man. Yeah, I haven't seen you, when I went shopping, I haven't seen you in a while. I wonder where he's at, man.
No, I went from working nights to working fucking 5, 6 in the morning, and...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you changed shift?
Yeah, dude, I've been a night owl for, like, over a decade. Like...
Yes.
It was, like, maybe 3 times in the past 10 years I'd wake up before 4 in the morning, and that was just to go to the airport,
Yeah.
Now
it just fucks up your whole day.
Oh, yeah. But I realized as long as there's, like, some time to myself... While the sun is not out, where it's still quiet. Like, what I like about night is that the vibe is different. There's not all this mental energy
Yeah.
all going. It's quiet and like you can meditate better. I don't know. There's something different about doing it in the darkness. And
Yeah.
people's brainwaves fuck everything up, man. Like you got to have some stillness, and the best way is like when everybody shuts the fuck up and is sleeping, and you could just
No one's asking you for anything.
project. You know, yeah.
Requires it. I always put it like this. Like, I know exactly what you're talking about, except, which is why I stay up late and why I used to get up at like 4, just naturally, well, not naturally, but willingly for probably a 3 or 4 month period last year.
Yeah.
I committed to getting up at 4, which worked out great, but then I needed to work later, and so I couldn't find that balance. Now I just ended up working later. But I know exactly what you're talking about, because I just like to think of it as time where people don't require your attention.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Not gonna get any messages. Like
You can get some serious work done and really kind of just work on yourself, even, and just a lot of thinking time during those periods when it's just quiet.
oh yeah.
Nice, man. Well, glad to hear you guys are doing well and things are kind of going good for you guys. Yeah, so I got some questions for you guys and some things to talk about.
Okay.
So we're going to talk a little bit about like the music industry, you know. I want to talk a little bit about how music plays a role in your guys' lives, things like that. And anything else that comes to your guys' mind, feel free to just punch in and be like, Ben, I want to talk about this.
Okay.
But yeah, let's just get right into this. So the Contagious Convo, let's just start with question 1. So basically, I want to know how like the pandemic has changed your guys' band, and then we'll kind of get your thoughts on how it's changed the music industry in general, in your guys' opinion.
Those are good questions. Well, for one, it made our band active.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been writing music or playing music. You know, we released our last album in 2019, but it wasn't like we're releasing this so we can record some more. It was like we released it because like we have all these songs from 8 years ago that are just gonna rot away in the ether and they need to be somewhere. So we recorded it just to get it out there. Say, you know, we wrote them and now they're. Damn, Gina. And so after that, we're like, all right, yep, we did it. And then, you know, I've been a father, so I didn't have time to focus on music. But now my kids are getting old enough where they can do their own thing during the day, and in the evenings, like they know how to take care of themselves. They can get in the cupboard food and they can wipe their own ass.
They can cook for themselves?
No, they can't cook, but they can grab a Nutri-Grain
That's the
bar.
next step, right?
Yeah, I can barely cook for myself. And then I've just had so much time to actually sit down and write music. I don't think I did it right. I didn't have any influence on the album. I was just like, I just need to write some music, and I wasn't listening to anything that was like inspiring me. That's my one regret for this album is that there's no influence. I'm not drawing any style in. Maybe there's a couple leads that I recorded late after him and I went to a couple shows in 2019 where I was like, oh man, but that style is really cool. So I, you know, redid some leads and stuff to make it that style that I really liked. But it's given me more time to focus on music, and that I'm sure passed down to you a little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
No, I feel like you underplayed that. Like I didn't realize.
Really?
I don't know. I'm like, dude, like that was some of the best shit like you've read. I think that's why I like it, because it's not really influenced like, oh, this sounds exactly like this band or like this band, or like you could tell it's like these 3 influences put together. It's
That's true.
It's like it sounds like you were playing like just actually creating and not emulating anything.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I really dug that, and I'm like, what am I going to do vocal wise? This is interesting, cool stuff.
And you did interesting, cool stuff on this, stuff that you've never done before either.
That's true.
That makes sense what you're saying, because a lot of people, when they listen to it, they're like, is this death metal? Is this blackened death metal? Is this progressive death metal? Is this tech death? I don't...
There's death in it.
Yeah, there's death. So that makes sense. We've just been saying
all those. I think, in my personal opinion.
We're just saying we're extreme metal for now because we touch on too many genres all at once.
Yeah.
And
is that what extreme metal is classified as?
I suppose so.
It's too hard. There's so many subgenres now.
Yeah, like you can't be death metal because it's like, oh, you don't sound like Morbid Angel or Death at all. It's
Right,
like, oh,
right.
Okay, well, I guess I'm deathcore then. If you're 20, whatever. I'm not gonna rant.
What's up, Max? Welcome to the show, my friend. Feel free to ask us any questions and join in on the topics we're going to talk about, man.
Yeah, hi Max.
And in case we didn't drop your guys' band name, I'm pretty sure I did, but I don't remember doing that. Why don't you guys give them the name of your band so they know who the hell is on here?
We are No Living Witness,
That is
Olympia, Washington.
correct.
Nice. And by the way, I think I've said this to both you guys when you were on the podcast, but I've always loved that name. It's pretty
Really?
sick.
I don't like it that much
You
anymore.
don't like it, huh?
I never liked it, honestly.
No, he didn't. He hated
I know
it.
I didn't name it, but it was better than the other name. I'm like, fuck it.
Are you sure?
What was the other name?
Yes, it sounded like a Christian band.
Sunday Morning Apocalypse.
Horrible.
It was,
And that's a
Horrible.
MySpace ad that I
yeah,
hit up because the music was good. I'm like, all right, I don't like the name,
yeah, it was really bad.
but
But
that's
What sounds
Yeah.
better? Anybody listening? Sunday Morning Apocalypse or No Living Witness?
I remember the font we used for
God, I
our
see
band
it
name.
in my head. Right
It was
now.
the same font that Pantera used for Vulgar Display of Power.
God, I can't remember off the top of my head.
You don't need to remember. Just remember it was terrible and oh well, the
That's
dark days are
hilarious.
behind us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys gotta, I'm part of the market, right? You gotta speak to the market. So
Yeah.
if I think it's cool, chances are most people probably think it's pretty cool too.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Max.
It has grown on me, honestly. Like it's like your name. Like
Yeah.
it's our fucking name. Like we've had it for what 12 years.
Yes.
God, I don't even know the math anymore.
It's like your name, like you said, your real name.
Yeah.
Like you don't get the option to choose your name. Most people probably, would think like, I think I could have thought of a better name for
Yeah.
myself. So it's like, I guess this is me. We'll make it work.
It became its own thing. Like it became a thought form. I guess it's in the ether. It's its own entity.
I dig it.
We're just its players, basically.
Damn nice.
Nice.
I've done a lot of drugs over the past few years, so I'm reaching into the stars.
That's right. Your
I like-
third eye is fucking awakened.
I like the way you talk.
Fucking visited Terrence McKenna.
Yeah, Alan Watts, that dude blew me away.
I don't know who they are.
Dude, yeah, that guy's
Okay.
yeah. One word. Ayahuasca. All right. What do you think? So I understood what you guys were saying. Thanks for that too, Max. I think that he's part of the market too, so he obviously likes No Living Witness. So I heard how it affected your guys' band and kind of geared you guys to get your shit in gear.
Yeah.
What do you think it's done for the music industry in general? Same thing or anything? How has it changed? Would you say?
People at time. Like, I was really looking forward to, like, when everything started really locking down hardcore, like, initially around, March or April or whatever,
Yeah.
like, of last year, or whatever year. Jeez, it's been...
I know, right?
Time is weird.
It was last year, yeah.
It feels weird.
It was like March 8th.
It feels like yesterday and, 5 years ago.
I know.
Yeah. Hey, time is not linear.
Yeah, I know this. I just got derailed. What was I just saying?
About
Back in March.
bands.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I was kind of excited to see what was going to happen with people just staying at home. Like, all these artists, and even people that aren't normally artists, are just going to sit there and, I was just hoping people weren't just going to medicate,
Yeah.
because that's been one of my demons is over medicating, weed, drinking, whatever the fuck, binge watching stuff instead of creating, just escaping. And I looked forward to the art that was going to be coming out
Absolutely.
over that past year. There were some sick albums that have been
Yeah.
made over the past year and a half or so.
And it's so
Yeah.
funny because all these, records that have been coming out the last couple of months, they've been working on it the whole pandemic.
Uh-huh.
Like they weren't just like, oh, we just sat around all 2020 and now it's January 2021. We should probably do something. It's like they were crafting it for a long time.
Yeah.
Like Abiotic, that record. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Ikigai, I think I'm not sure how you pronounce it.
You dig that
I
one?
need to listen to it. That's one I've been putting off.
I didn't want to listen to it because I'd heard their old stuff and it was kind of deathcore-ish, like experimental, and then this came out. It's like, this is progressive, and it's all over. It's so good, and it's not even that much deathcore.
Sam does not like deathcore.
I don't. I try.
I didn't used to either, but I've been swayed over the past couple of
primarily
years.
deathcore, so if you liked anything about us, or if you didn't like anything about us, it would have been the deathcore.
I never thought you guys were deathcore. I thought you were
We
just
got that
kind of
comment quite a
like
bit.
old school, like death metal. Maybe it was your old drummer, his style.
Yeah.
Like he did a lot of that, like the really heavy
Oh,
ride.
totally.
Like, and that gave that a really nice old school death metal feel.
Yeah.
But I guess like the guitar and maybe the way Jake does his vocals is kind of a deathcore-ish thing. But whatever you guys, it's the music. You all contribute something to change what the style is. So
Yeah.
you don't have to claim anything.
Right.
Do
I know,
whatever the
it's
fuck you
all
want, Ben.
perspective. Exactly. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. Give me that license, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you guys. I think I definitely kick people into their creative modes, and you're probably right. They probably did for a while, at least. Nobody knew what they were going to do, because you're right. Like, there was a lot of things to look forward to in 2020. There was a lot of live shows and tours established.
Yeah.
That were going to happen with big bands, and they all got canceled, and like everybody's just like, what the hell do I do?
And my birthday was in mid to late March, and I was going to go see Rotting Christ and I think Abigail Williams, and I don't remember. Three bands I really wanted to see in Portland. I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And no
more. Yeah.
No.
They pulled the plug. Yeah, it's sad that thing happened. What about you, Sam? You think pretty much anything you noticed? Any specific thing that might have? I think it. If you were to ask me that question, I feel like it forced musicians to get out of their comfort zone.
Absolutely.
From just working on music. Like, holy shit, we might actually have to start doing some technical shit. We might have to actually start producing. We might have to actually start doing podcasts. You probably notice a lot of bands are doing podcasts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and YouTubers,
just-
like YouTubers and like reaction videos.
Yeah.
There are more
all that
podcasts
stuff.
than grains of sand on this planet right now.
Last year was the birth of a ton of new podcasters, myself included. People just had a ton of time, and anybody who was thinking about doing a podcast are like, this is the time.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna be at home. Let's get the setup going.
Yeah. So the bands usually, big bands, they tour all the time, and what little time they have when they're not touring, they record. And so I feel like they probably don't have as much time to write the way they want to.
Yeah.
We used to have bands crash at our place all the time, and they'd be at our place for like 2 or 3 days, and we'd hang out, drink beers in the evening, but during the day they were just kind of sitting there playing their instruments and writing stuff on their laptops. So it's like, that's probably not the ideal way to do it. But when you're at home, when you can make your own time to do it and you can focus on your craft and really detail it, I think that's where a lot of the pandemic played into people just sitting down with their craft and doing what they wanted to do. And I know a lot of stuff with the labels changed. Like Sumerian Records, they closed up their office. And,
Did they?
Yeah, there's nothing right now. Everything's in boxes and storage.
Like, completely shut down.
No, there's still Sumerian
Just
Records
kind of
because he put out that show. What was the show that Ash did?
Was it Paradise City?
Yeah. So I mean, it's all Ash, but
The labels in Ash sounds like.
kind of. When you have the Faceless on there, I guess.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of good bands on there.
I think Smashing Pumpkins are on there now.
Oh fuck
Nah.
no!
Is it?
What?
Maybe it was a
Real
joke.
quick, where you guys, what's
You're
your guys'
truly drunk as.
I'm not truly
tripping.
drunk. This is my second book.
He's just open out, yeah.
I like the Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, we're
I
drinking
freaking
truly.
love
It is
Smashing Pumpkins,
Yeah.
dude. That was my first album I ever bought. Was Melancholy.
Melancholy. Was it on tape?
Fucking movie.
No, it was.
Fuck yeah, dude! Cassette
Dude, I
tape.
got on tubes, and then it came as a double.
Yes, it
I
did.
thought you were saying that because I referred to tape earlier. No, it was the 2-disc CD.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys remember. It came with 2 discs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, I swear.
there was a
like,
single and the album.
No.
Oh no, it was a fat. It was like
Was it
two
really?
albums.
It was
together.
2 albums together, dude. It was probably like 30, 40 songs all in one thing.
Do you guys remember the smell of opening up a brand new cassette tape out of the wrapper?
It's barely right there. I kind of can.
I don't remember. I mean, it's been that long.
It's like this. It's like that classic smell of opening up an old book.
Really?
Although I don't read, but I don't know what that's like. But
It's close to a CD, like the plasticky kind of
that
like ink, or I don't even know what the scent is. It's probably some sort of carcinogen.
My favorite smell was it was Gravity Kills. I don't know if you remember that band. They were on the Mortal Kombat movie soundtrack.
The first one?
Yeah,
Okay.
It was like industrial rock. It's
Nice.
not good, but like it was the tape was bright green, kind of like how Alice in Chains they had their bright green cassette tape, and it was just I can still smell it. I love that smell. I remember
Now you got me
buying.
wondering. I'm like, I don't remember that smell. Damn it!
Well, figure out if you can buy a brand new cassette
I was
tape.
gonna say I gotta buy old tape now and figure out what that damn smell is. Take me back and give some nostalgia.
It's making a comeback.
Oh God, yeah,
it?
yeah. Our buddy Cole, he runs a label called Leprotic Limb,
Yeah, I've been seeing that.
and it's all cassette tapes. And,
I think
patches.
he asked. It's a label he made, right?
Yeah.
I think he asked if we were interested in being on that label too.
Oh yeah, you guys would be a good fit for that.
Yeah, I don't know if he's doing death metal.
No, he does a lot of like I want to say like gore grind kind of metal.
Yeah, okay.
All like almost punk style.
Yeah,
Play at the Crypt kind of bands.
yeah. Which I get down on that stuff too.
Yeah, that's definitely not our style. As much as I love you, Cole.
Yeah, I love Cole too, man. That dude's cool. Nice, good deal. So I'm curious, how you guys like? We talked a little bit about how this pandemic changed like your lives during this. Like, how is it? Like, what's your balance look like? And then you talked a little bit about how you were struggling for time because your kids were at that age where they required a lot more attention from you.
Yeah.
What's like how are you balancing like the music and the parenting and time with your wife, and is that working out, or are you still figuring it out? Or
Yeah, it's good. Usually a couple times a night or a couple times a week at night after the kids go to bed, I'll watch TV with the wife and she'll fall asleep and I'll head upstairs and play on the computer or play a little bit of guitar.
I'm gonna take one of these.
Son of a bitch.
It's Mongo.
And I'll spend like an hour before bedtime. I'll just run through our songs, just practicing. Like, by the way, I haven't practiced like actually going through songs in years and years. Like when we recorded this album, I was basically writing the album and recording it as I went. So now that the record's done and gonna be out, I'm like, shit, like I should probably be able to play our music if we're gonna release it, right? So I've actually been practicing it, and even like the left and right guitar, which really sucks. We'll have to get a second.
Oh, you mean
Yeah, like dual guitars.
right, rhythm and lead.
Yeah.
Nice.
So and then weekends,
It's a lot of work, man.
yeah, that's all right. And then on the weekends, I spend a lot of time in the mornings playing music, and I do a lot of the marketing too. So I haven't been doing a lot of playing lately, just because of everything with the release. I
Yeah,
have to put a lot into that.
and we talk about like going back to how it's changed the music industry. It's forced a lot of musicians to focus on marketing.
Oh my god, yeah, and it's so much different than it used to be. Yeah, you
The
can't.
game's changing constantly.
These aren't the MySpace days where you can just friend request someone as a band page and be like, hey, look at my music. They're like, cool. You cannot do that now.
Yeah.
It's impossible for a band to reach out to someone they don't know, be like, hey, you might like our music. They'll be like, stop fucking DMing me, dude. But now you have to pay for ads, or you have to have someone promote your stuff in order to get out there. It sucks.
Yeah. Facebook has definitely limited the amount of reach you get. You got to pay for that reach now.
Yeah.
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 Dude, the old MySpace, it was amazing. Like,
So
before
good.
they revamped it, I have all kinds of issues with that. But because I lost some important files on there, like our CD release show from like 2009 was we had a video and it's just gone into
Damn.
nothingness. But
That was a good show.
but yeah,
Well,
like
it's out there somewhere.
it's maybe I don't know. I messaged them and I never got a response. But it used to be really cool because you'd have like these like top 10 or top 20 or like top of this certain region and top of a genre and like these lists, and like you could find bands that are local that like, oh hey, let's hit these guys up and let's book a show together kind of thing.
Yeah, like Reverb Nation.
Oh, yeah.
kind of the way they're
Yes.
set up.
Yeah.
It sounds like that. I never really used it for music because I wasn't really playing back when the MySpace days, but I could see how it was definitely beneficial.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
we used to
Good old
like
days.
Yeah.
it was so easy to reach out to someone, and like our MySpace player. That's an old sentence. MySpace.
It's an artifact.
You could put the MySpace player in a bulletin. Do you remember bulletins?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you can just pop your thing right there. So when like 30 people read your bulletin post, you would instantly get a play.
Yep.
And
yeah.
so like we had a lot of plays and like a lot of people like all over the US, especially the West Coast. And just people were like, you guys got to come play in Arizona. You got to come play in San Diego. We're like, yeah, we're going to do that. And then MySpace dwindled down and Facebook took over. And then we went on tour and we couldn't contact anybody because we didn't have that MySpace link anymore. So it was, that was rough. And I remember we were at a Chipotle. Do you remember when we found out that Chipotle fed bands for free when they're on tour?
Nah.
I don't remember that at all.
Okay. We were in Arizona.
Right, I missed that too.
Yeah, like Chipotle. Oh, they'll give you a discount. Like we just went up to, is like your manager here? They're like, oh yeah. I was like, hey, we're touring a band. Do you like give us a discount? They're like, oh yeah, just grab some food. And one of the guys was working. He's like, oh, you guys are a touring band? And I was like, oh yeah. He's like, what's your name? We're like, No Living Witness. He's like, oh yeah, I like you guys. I didn't know you guys were touring. It's like, fucking cool.
Dude, nice, dude.
Awesome.
That is cool. And fucking good on Chipotle for doing that. That's pretty solid, man.
I mean, their food sucks, but I don't remember.
Oh no, I love it.
Ugh.
It's not bad, man.
Well, you guys don't eat-
Sofritas, right?
You guys don't eat meat, and their meat is what's terrible.
Oh, okay.
So you
okay.
don't need to worry about their food sucking.
Then don't eat their meat.
That's probably a good
Just eat
idea.
the beans.
I also don't really like rice, and it's just all
Oh,
beans.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. See you later.
Right, you lost me on that.
I'm
Rice
sorry,
is
guys.
way too good, man.
It's all filler, no
So
filler.
versatile.
Red
Do you like
rice.
potatoes?
No,
Oh God,
Oh.
you're joking.
I'm not
Do
joking.
you like French fries?
Yes, but
No wonder
that's
you-
because it tastes like fried goodness, not potato.
Baked potato.
No. When it's a
Damn.
loaded baked
Hash
potato, yeah.
browns. Hash
Yes,
browns. Like I
because-
say, you cannot not like
That's because it's smothered in ketchup and oil fried goodness.
Okay, mashed.
ketchup.
If there's gravy, right?
If there's a bunch of shit in it, yes.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. All right.
No wonder you struggle.
Trying
when
to
you
find the
did
line.
vegan thing.
You need to see the video again.
Which one?
Oh no, it was an Office reference. I'm sorry. We're doing a podcast. It was deep.
Reaching, I believe.
It was reaching.
Yeah, that's what the term is.
What about you, LJ? How are you balancing your life and your work and your kids and your wife and
Your kids and your wife.
Oh,
All your butt babies.
kids are in a different reality. It's a parallel universe.
nice,
Me and my girlfriend chill all the time. It's good.
nice.
I have my job. Yeah.
He's really passionate about it. I don't know if you can tell.
Jesus Christ. Like, I used to like it, but then like when you start going up and getting more responsibility, and sometimes it's a gamble if it's going to be a payoff, and
Yeah,
I don't know. I question it sometimes, but it is what it is.
No, you can afford it.
I've been reflecting a lot
nice.
over the
man.
past year or so, and it's like doing a 9-to-5 grind, working 40 hours. It gets old. Like we weren't made to work 8 hours a fucking day. We were like in these fucking boxes and shit. You
You
know.
work in a giant box.
I know, and it's exactly. And there's a lot of people, and like we talked about it last time I was here about like how people are like throughout the pandemic. Is
Yeah,
it didn't change. There was no social people. It felt like people got in my box more, in like my little bubble, a lot more.
really.
Because I work in a department where people just get all up in reaching in your face and like tight aisles and whatnot.
Well, it's also
And it's like, come on, dude.
Fred
Don't
Meyer's
tell
a
me,
clusterfuck.
dude, I don't want people to know where I work, man. No,
Very far
there's
from
3
over.
people watching, so it's okay, right? How many people?
It is recorded though.
I know, right? I'm not talking about that job. I'm talking about a different job.
Yeah, I hate shopping there.
Oh, I lost
It's
my
a
bar
cluster.
job. I was working at a bar, and then that's why I've been kind of negative. That's why I took a 40-hour position, because
That's right.
Because they shut
I worked
down.
at the Fourth Ave Tavern downtown.
Don't
They
talk
shut
about
down.
Sean.
That one I don't care. Like, that part's chill.
Now
Yes, oh, okay.
everybody knows everything about
Yeah.
our life. But that's okay.
It's like retail is like you can get fucked in different ways just for not even doing anything wrong, you know. It's like, like you can't even say something like, "Oh no, someone's offended."
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, like I really dug working at a store part-time, like 4 days a week, 3 days a week, and then working in a bar a couple nights a week.
Yeah, a little change.
It was like a nice little balance, and I was really digging it. Lived downtown at the same time, and I don't know, like losing that one job kind of fucked me up, you know.
Yeah.
Because that was income, and that was gone, and I had to like sell my soul a little more. I had to sell more of my soul to the retail gods, you know.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of people that can relate to that. I mean, there's a lot of people that work retail, so
I don't think
I have had retail jobs myself, so I totally get it.
It's not like there are people that work retail and be like, I fucking love retail so much. I cannot wait to show up and get yelled at by a 70-year-old woman for not having the type of paper she
70.
Yeah, like I don't think that's a thing. I think when it comes to retail, especially specifically, depending on where you work, you're there just to do it. You might like some of it. You might like the people you work with a little bit, but
yeah,
I don't know anybody that's like, I'm so glad I work for this company. And
especially a corporate company like that.
Yeah,
man. I always say like,
I like all the people I work with though. So there's that. But
I'm sure there's lots of good people.
And there's stories, and it's like all the memes are true. Like all the memes are true. I want to go into more detail, but it's like, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Like
I always say, man,
just be polite.
Yeah.
And we'll hook you up. Like we'll do our best. But if you're a fucking dick, you know, we'll still do shit for you. But
like you're talking about the employee relationship or employee to customer relationship? Employee
to customers. Like some people just are so rude.
Mm-hmm. It's not Walmart rude though.
And they don't they do not believe you when you say you're out of something. Or it's like, no man, we're out. And we're like, you can't go check in the back. It's like, dude, I've been in the back 20 times today, but I'll go walk to the back right now. I'll go walk to the back.
I need to walk anyway.
Okay, so I used to work at Fred Meyer in the garden department, and there was this old lady that would come. She probably wasn't even that old, like 60. That's an old lady, isn't it?
That's old.
That's an old lady.
Old enough.
But I think she was in a wheelchair or something like that. And she couldn't talk.
Oh.
She wasn't able to speak.
Or walk.
Sorry, she could walk.
Oh, okay.
It's the talking. It's the rhyming.
It's like, damn, she got dealt a bad card.
Right? And she had a notepad and she would write down her questions. So cool. And she was looking for some sort of perennial flower. I'd be like, I don't know. You know, I work here. I'm not a florist, and I'm not really too sure. And she's like, well, I don't know where to find it or when I can. And then she actually asked me if I can research when I get home tonight so I can tell her when she can come back to get, like, she was asking me to, like, just
take her information down and all that.
Yeah, like,
dang,
just go to the library, like, figure it out.
That was your chance to over deliver, though.
Oh gosh, yeah, no kidding.
How cool would you would have looked if you came through that and literally been like, I found this for you, go here, go there. Should have been like,
yeah,
wow.
But as a part-time employee closing the garden
for that,
and I was trying my manager, she's like, why is she asking you to do that? Like, if she's looking for a specific flower, she should probably know something.
Maybe you were being tested. Maybe she could talk. Maybe she was like this billionaire you didn't know. She was waiting for you to over deliver. And as soon as she seen that, she was going to be like,
she was going to make me her pool boy.
For you. Hey, if she made you a pool boy making 6 figures a year, you'd be a pool boy.
Dude, I was like 300 pounds then. That would have been quite a sight. All hairy and shit.
Nice.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that's fucking funny, man. Oh. All right, so right on. I appreciate you guys kind of giving me some insight into like what your guys' life is looking like with the balance between music and what's going on with your work and family and stuff.
Oh, that being said, I didn't even get to the music part.
Oh, yeah, man. Where are you finding time to squeeze this in?
Well, it's like after work. And it's usually after work.
Is it like 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there? Or you like say every Thursday for an hour I do this?
It would just be when I felt up to it. Because
When his soul
Like,
isn't
I was
crushed
work-
by idiots. Oh,
Yeah.
Like-
Like, I was doing a lot of, getting off at 11 p.m. and then I'd come home, and that was... Honestly, that was better. Like, I felt like I could just be loud.
Yeah.
I don't know. Either way, like, having to wear a mask, I had to wear a mask, and, like, that would just dry my throat up. Like,
Right.
doing it all day, and then I'd come home and, like, try to do vocals, and, like, I would do warm-ups on the way home. I would try not saying a single word all day long, but that's impossible working in customer service because you have to, like, talk to people all day.
Yes.
But it happened. It was rough. It was really hard to record.
Yeah.
And, yeah,
Yeah, how annoying is that, having to breathe in hot air in your face all day?
hot, moist air.
Hot, moist air.
Yeah.
I have 2 masks in my car because I work in coolers all day, so my nose
that kinda
is
helps then.
my nose is always running.
Oh, okay.
So as soon as I don my mask, when I exit the cooler, because I'm not going to wear one in the cooler, I go out there and I'm talking to customers. I've just got snot, just like going into my mustache. I'm like going to tissues. Like people probably just think I'm a cokehead or something. And so by the time I get to my car, this mask has a giant like nose cum spot, and I'm just I drape it on my dash to bake in the sun, and I grab my clean one.
The sunlight, that'll sanitize.
Yeah, right. I think so.
UV rays are killing it. Okay.
I feel like that has
It's got the ozone layer now, you know?
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
Like, sanitize it, son.
the gas in my car that powers my mask drying apparatus is killing the ozone. It's a cycle,
It's a whole
and it's beautiful.
Funny how that works.
It is. It's very funny.
Oh my god. Right on, man. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you heard me, but yeah, that industry that you were, not industry, but the organization that you work in, it's not as bad as Walmart. Walmart is, you want to talk about like shitty customer service.
Oh, they don't
You,
give a
like
fuck.
everybody's pissed that they're at work and they let you know it.
Oh, yeah, we get pissed and we put on our little smile. Thank God for those masks.
I would say that particular store though has the majority of people are pretty friendly and they have a good attitude. I know everybody there pretty well. I go there twice a week. And a lot of people I got like in a relationship with. They're like, hey, how you doing? You know, where's your daughter at? Or they'll see my daughter. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
And then there's like, I can think of like 3 or 4 particular people that are always pissed. You know what I mean? It's like,
It'd be weird if there wasn't.
right. But it's like that with Walmart. Everybody's pissed. You know what I mean? They're just so rude, and they just have no incentive to be nice and and do.
Because Walmart customers shitty people.
Yeah,
It's understandable. Like,
that's
we're
why
not,
I don't go there.
we were saying earlier, we're not meant to do this. Like, we should just be able to just go out, eat shit off the ground, and like sit around a campfire, fuck, wake up, do it again, smoke some shit, eat some weird stuff, go to another dimension, and that should be life. But
Sounds like you need to transition to off-grid living.
Yeah, I mean that would be
after I pay my student loans. Yeah.
Oh man.
Anyways,
Well, cool.
beat that horse.
Let's talk about music a little bit here. How do you talk about where you find the time? Let's ask you this question: like, how do you write your lyrics? When you start and he throws you some riffs or he throws you a whole song, he says, "Write some lyrics to this."
Well, he goes
Where
out
do
in
you
the
start?
yard and he picks these things out of the ground. And you're just like, whatever.
You go to another
And then
dimension.
he has a notepad, and that's it, right?
Not quite. But yeah. Sam would send me songs. Basically a full album at this last round. Because I didn't even realize how much material was actually being generated.
Yeah, I had shown him bits and pieces. I'm like, oh, check out this riff.
Like, I'll start writing once we have a few songs, but I would always write at the bar. Like, that was my spot. I would sit at the bar and just drink and observe. Even when I wasn't drinking, I would go there and drink a fucking, mocktail and just observe and write
didn't
whatever
drink
I was
for,
pissed
3
about.
years.
What's that?
You didn't drink for 3 years.
Oh, no, that's not even close to being true.
2 years, maybe? There was a very long time.
It's usually about 5 or 6 months out of each year that I
It was
don't
at least a
drink.
year.
Okay.
Your last.
He's like, yeah.
Okay. It was 10 months. I remember that. Anyways, but yeah,
So you sit down at a bar when you write
I
your
would.
lyrics.
When the pandemic kind of shut that down.
So there's really not.
I live downtown. I would just walk to the watering hole like almost every night. Every night I was one of the downtown people, and that's what I would do.
Downtown people.
'Cause I lived 2 blocks from the bar.
Downtown, like around the Capitol.
Yeah, he lived
Lake
across the
downtown.
street from.
I lived across from McCoy's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dude, the shit I saw living down there, dude.
I believe it.
My God. But, like, generally, I would get that's all just tangent, but, like, Sam would send me the album. He sent me the album, basically, because I had nothing. I didn't know there was that much material. I'm repeating myself because I had 2 of these.
Just wait till I'm done with this.
But I would draw from current events. Like on this album, I pull a lot of stuff from, like, I watched a lot of riot porn, not like sex porn, but like I was glued to my phone like during all the riots and shit, you know, like
all the Antifa
like watching,
and BLM and stuff
yeah,
like that.
Yeah, no, I know what you meant.
Watching all this
Some
stuff,
of the viewers might not know what you meant, though.
Oh no, I know.
I'm glad I know what you mean now, because I was like, what the fuck is riot porn?
I don't know if you want to disclose all that.
It's called an orgy. Like, Jesus Christ. No, but like that I drew influences from that because like I have different views. So I'm not even going to go into any of that. But like current events,
That's
everything
for
was
another podcast episode.
Yeah. Like everything was burning. Everyone was like hyper polarized, and like the whole pandemic thing.
That's
Like there was all these conflicting views and censorship, and like I was drawing a lot from that.
I was just gonna say that.
A lot from that.
Good material
And then,
to write from.
like for the past 2 years, I've been like having a major existential crisis. Like I was doing psychedelics. I think I did this. We talked about this last time I was here, but
What kind?
mostly mushrooms. I would do
Yeah.
that. Like I did it for like not for inspiration, to just to feel better, just to like get out of the box. And like I took them a long time ago, and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. I didn't really get out of it what I wanted to get out of it, but I saw the potential. So I'm like, okay, my buddy has some, cool. And I just went hard, and I'm like, cool, I feel the universe, I'm one with everything. And then I got overconfident and had too many one time, and gave myself major anxiety, depersonalization, panic attacks. He witnessed one of my panic attacks because, like, right after I had a bad trip, we went to see Archaic.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Sick.
Yeah, it was
Faceless.
amazing.
We're at
This
With who?
Club Sir. That was not the Faceless. Fallujah.
Fallujah, yeah.
It was at Club Sir.
Yeah, yeah.
And dude
we
smoked.
played with them at Club Sir, but on Devastation in the Nation.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah, that was sick.
Sick.
When you said that, I was like, wait, we played that show, but you're talking about when they toured Fallujah.
Yeah, this dude smoked a shit ton of weed. Or maybe it wasn't a shit
Yeah, and
ton.
I
He
had like a
smoked lot, though.
flashback at
That's
the
like
show.
one of my favorite bands, by the way.
It was, yeah, I was excited. I was like, all right, I'm going to go smoke this joint outside. Then I'm going to go back in, and it's going to be awesome. And like, I go in, and it's like dark as fuck. And like, the stage is lit like red on one side, like blue on the other. And like, the dudes look like cartoon characters at this point. Like, it's just like this surreal,
Oh yes.
realer than real. And like,
And then they had the Matrix audio clip intro.
yeah, I was like just standing there. I thought, I'm like,
I watched this dude's eyes like.
But I'm like, I'm good. I'm just gonna watch this and get into it. And then it was like, it's like a clip from the Matrix to open it. It's like boom, and like the Matrix is everywhere. Look out the window. It's like whatever that whole segment. And then it just goes on like, and like my
Heavy
heart
ass
started
Archaic
beating with the fucking double kick. And I'm like, I'm not okay. I'm gonna go sit down. And he has a video of me just like sitting there, like
He's like
smiling and like holding the chair and like crying almost at the same time. I'm like
he's
seeing the irony that it's like so heavy, it's giving me a panic attack.
he's like straight up not having a good time, bro.
Exactly that. Anyways,
But then
I write my lyrics from that kind of experience. And
But
like,
you had one positive, and that was the he wrote one of our songs, "Dimensions of Diviner Sage."
yeah, that was a good.
That's like
experience.
very ethereal. Like if you read the lyrics, he paints a picture in your mind of the stuff he saw and the stuff he experienced. And it's like that sounds just otherworldly and
nice.
really incredible.
I got pulled out of my normal perception.
Yeah.
And like I have like it's almost like it was like a spiritual, I almost said a religious experience, but it was like a spiritual awakening kind of thing. And it came with like some bad things, like the way I went about it. I could have just meditated and got to where I got to, but I didn't. I took mushrooms and salvia and all that stuff, which
Not all at once.
God,
Not all at
salvia is
once.
So bad.
and I did it not in a party setting. I did it by myself just to expand my mind. Sounds like, I don't know, it sounds like some hippy dippy shit, you know, but like I wanted to know what more there was to life. Like I was not happy. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, what is the point of all this? And you hear all these stories. You hear Joe Rogan, Terrence McKenna, Alan Watts, you know, he wasn't so much about that stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah, I drew a lot of inspiration from that, simulation theory, and like it's more of like, I feel like the album is mostly about this being a spiritual simulation where we learn our lessons, but we don't know it. We're part of God, and we like the Godhead, whatever,
And he kind of like
and we don't know it.
He drew this mental picture for me. He explained what the album's going to be like once I had it written, and I do all our graphic work. And I'm like, a lot of our album covers have always been some sort of like a landscape kind of a picture, and we always have a moon in it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do something with that, but I'm going to make it like sci-fi-ish. And like if you look closely, like there's like mountains on part of it, and it's like grid structure.
Yeah.
Like it was made in a computer
Yeah,
or something like
that
that. And you
makes
see
more
like
sense.
a lot of octagon. I'm not sure, like octagon, like
Like the
netting.
honeycomb.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
and a lot of that stuff. So I wanted, the album cover's kind of odd, but I guess like all that stuff kind of matches what you.
Yeah, that makes
I like it.
complete
It's
sense.
cool and it's different, and it the first one, I remember the first mock-up or whatever you want to call it you had for me, it was like really dark and sinister looking. It was like this dark red and black.
Oh,
it was the
yeah.
same picture, but it was just like demonic looking. I'm like no, there's hope at the end. There's like, it's not darkness. It's not like this heavy feeling. It's like about the cycles of life and the cycles of perception, and everything's, I don't know.
I like
Kind of
that.
lost my train.
It's
right
thought
here,
provoking.
Yeah.
I like shit like that.
But yeah, I feel like what you put into the universe is what comes out, and like if you focus on negativity, like
You'll get
it's just gonna spread it like a virus.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's like a viral conversation.
Dude.
And if
like,
you put out hope, then it'll spread also. You manifest whatever you speak into the world.
do you remember how mad I used to be all the time?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, like
Beat that tree with its own stick.
yes, I did. And someone called me out on it, and I was like, "Fuck, why am I always mad?" And then I met Lisa, my wife, and she would see me get pissed off at the smallest thing. She's like, "Why are you so pissed off?" I'd be like, "Because this made me mad." She's like, "Your life must be really good if this tiny little thing made you that mad." I'm like, "Oh." She's like, and then she actually said, "Dude, small potatoes." I was like, holy fuck! Like, I've been.
That's what girls are good for.
Yeah.
You got the right partner, she'll
Yeah,
balance
she-
you out.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
she's so smart and just
That's cool, man.
She is above most humans. And I changed. I was like, I just can't be mad anymore. I still get mad every once in a while, and I catch myself when I'm in that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like I see my kids do it. Like I see my 4-year-old daughter. Like when I was taking her to school the other day, she forgot her makeup kit. She was gonna bring it for show and tell. She loves doing makeup, and she was crying the whole way there. And I saw like that she was just throwing a fit the whole way there, and I'm like, fuck. Like I get where the anger comes from. I'm like, is crying helping you right now? She's like, no. And I'm like, this is like my whole adult life was like me getting pissed off, and all I was doing, it was making me more mad.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't
help.
Yeah,
It just keeps
not
feeding
even
it.
a little bit.
Yeah, because I can't imagine you being mad. I also was a little bit like that too. It's your environment, dude.
Yeah.
It's the people you're around. If you got people you're hanging around with who complain a lot, who are negative and always just kind of not focusing on positive stuff, it
Yeah.
rubs off on you, man.
Yeah. This dude used to hear me throw the Wi-Fi router all the time and beat the shit out of it.
I thought you were going to talk about the keyboard. I would,
I forgot.
because we used to, we lived in the same house, and I was like 2 rooms down, and
It was a long
like,
hallway.
I worked nights I was a night owl. Like I would be asleep at 9 o'clock in the morning, just like, fuck. Like that was the keyboard that time. I know what that is. I know that sound. He fucked something up on a design or something, or his computer shut down.
You got real mad then. It's like time to destroy shit.
And then there was the sounds from the living room when he was playing snowboarding. I remember that too.
Yeah.
You were pretty good at that game though. But
Yeah.
those controllers.
Yeah. They take a beating. They're
But I'm going
designed
to talk, dude. I have my issues. I'm still fighting my demons right now, but I've been working on it.
Your anger has subsided quite a bit.
Yeah, except when I drive. I've been trying.
But when you drive, it's easy.
shit.
Good luck next week.
What's next week?
Your 45-minute commute twice a day.
It's a test.
You got this.
It's a test.
You got
If I
this.
don't pass it, I'm going to have to come back to Earth and do it again. I'm going to do my best.
I'm gonna use that. That's funny.
My best.
Sam, what's the hardest thing about writing, like to beginning writing a song, or is it easy? What's the easiest thing about it?
Dang, man. I don't know. You know, there's some nights where you're like, I really need to play guitar tonight. Like, how often do you play guitar?
It's really hard for me. I make sure I sometimes can only get 1 hour of personal time, which is every Thursday night.
Oh, yeah.
And then I have Friday practices for 4 hours with the guys.
So probably very little.
And then Sundays.
But like, you have those times where like, I really like, I feel like I need to play music of some sort tonight.
Yeah.
Like, that's me. Not so much right now because, you know, we're focusing on the release of the album and all the marketing. But like, once we get all that out of the way and like, I get these urges where like, I need to play, and, you know, I'll do a practice run through and I'll just be like, whatever, you know, kind of noodle around on the guitar just a little bit. And sometimes you're not trying to write anything. You just want to play, and you just want to feel your guitar a little bit.
Yeah.
And, you know, you play something cool. I'm like, oh, well, that was kind of cool. You know, I'll play with that a little bit more and I'll expand on it. I'll be like, fuck, okay, I guess I'm writing something, and I'll open up Fruity Loops and I'll just write a quick drum loop for it. And I'll be like, oh, that matches that really cool. And I'll just kind of keep building off of guitar, drums. And it's very rare that I'll write a whole guitar piece without drums because I kind of orchestrate everything all at once.
Oh, really?
Because I'm always, you know, it's all VST plugins on my computer. I don't play through my amp anymore because it's in the basement, it's cold and it's dark.
Is that like an interface type setup?
Yeah, it's direct in amp modeler. So it's always right there.
Nice.
So it's like, that was really cool, like black metal riff. Like, that sounds cool, but what would it sound like with the blast beat? I'm like, that sounds cool too, but what would it sound like also with orchestration behind it? Or maybe a choir going, oh.
That's an interesting way. I've never known anybody to write.
I think Winterson, what is it? What's his name? Do you remember? Yari. I believe he writes the same way. I remember watching an interview with him and talking about his writing process, and he said, you know, sometimes I'm just sitting down writing, and sometimes, you know, I'll bust out the piano roll, which is like how you can write music on the piano. You can also do drums that way. So he kind of does the same thing. I'm sure other guitarists do that as well.
Yeah. It's the first time I've heard of it, though. I always thought, I don't know what I thought. It's just the one thing comes before the other, not simultaneously writing drums to it.
And, you know, sometimes I'll have this riff and then I'll play the drums. I'm like, what if there's a really cool drum fill that's kind of broken up a little bit? Like, that sounds cool with what I was playing, but what if I change the guitar? So I'll write a drum piece and then I'll write a guitar piece around that drum piece, or I'll write the drum piece to the guitar piece, and vice versa, which is what I just said. Yeah.
Cool, man. That sounds pretty cool. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that. It gives me a little insight into how you write.
Yeah, Fruity Loops is fucking awesome.
So like, this is a deep question.
I'll let you handle this.
LJ, how has your musical journey shaped No Living Witness 2021?
Jeez.
Good luck.
Say that question one more time. Like,
So how has your musical journey shaped the way No Living Witness sounds 2021?
what do you mean by musical journey?
Like
My influences, or
just
like
your since you've been in music, the experiences that you went through musically, how has that contributed to the way you want this band to sound going into this year? Because it's probably changed, right?
That's reaching back. Like, I could go all the way back to when I was like 6, seeing Slash play November Rain in the desert and shit. That solo.
Nice.
Like, that's why I'm like, I want to play guitar. So I started playing guitar when I was, like 12 or 13.
Nice.
And did some church shit. I was in a praise band, like playing guitar, like running the soundboard and like orchestrating everything. I didn't sing because my voice sucked and I was self-conscious. But like
Burning Priest, right?
Yeah.
Not that kind of church.
Not quite.
Church.
Almost. It turned into that at one point.
Nice.
But yeah, like I did that. Then I started playing in bands. I was fiending the heaviness, but I couldn't find what I was looking for till this one dude named Aaron. He was gonna go in the Marines. He was a senior in high school and was like, "Come into my truck. I got something to show you. I hear you play guitar." I'm like, "All right." He puts on Pantera Walk. I'm like,
nice.
whoa, listen to this at church. Awesome. But
Nice.
that started me into like the heavier stuff. I was in bands in Texas, like metal bands, but it was never as heavy and as technical as I wanted. I didn't know what I wanted because I hadn't heard it, but I knew it was like out there, you know, like it's like something would hit the spot, but nothing ever really hit the spot. And then like fast forward some years, I moved to Washington and see the Faceless at Studio 7, Faceless, Born of Osiris, Dragon Force, all these bands. Like I see all these bands,
The heavier bands.
yeah, and like I found them all through like flyers and then going to shows. I'm like, all right, this is what I'm looking for. Then I messed around with some musicians and nothing panned out. Then I came across their MySpace ad, Sam and a couple other people at the time. And I don't know. I just wanted to find something that hit the spot.
And then he came in his smaller stature.
With my guitar amp and a microphone.
Yeah, I was like,
plugged it in.
like, can this guy do it? And then he came in there, he's like, bleh. I was like, what the fuck? That's stupid. How does that do that? And we, the music then was nothing like we play now. It was Lamb of God meets Arch Enemy. It was lame.
But like as far as like influences, like I don't know, like I get bored really easily. I don't know. I have some tendencies where I can't hold it. My attention just goes all over the place. And I want the music to hold my attention or go all over the place. It has to be good, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's my influences like range from Japanese jazz to Steve Vai, country, emo, K-pop, all the stuff. But I get bored with it all, you know? And the only thing I didn't get bored with was like collaborating with Sam and the past musicians that have been in the band. Like it's been like a steady journey, like building these sounds.
Nice.
Like not even know what we're building to. It's like a band is greater than its parts, and we're just I don't know how to word it, honestly. Like if I didn't have two Trulies inside of me right now, I could probably spit it out a little bit better.
That's really the name of this, huh?
I like that, man. That's good.
But yeah, at this point I want to take bits and pieces from what really inspires me and like make our own version of it that surpasses what I listen to. Because I get bored with everything.
Yeah.
So I want our music and like lyrics and vocals to just hit my spot. That's all. I'm selfish, and that's all I give a shit about. Honestly, it's like, am I gonna like it? And that's where I'm at now. Like I've dug everything that we've done, which I don't know. Someone needs to talk. I'm just talking.
I like it. I like when you talk, man.
Yeah, I like your talk, man.
You say good stuff.
Oh, I used to listen to Godsmack when I was younger too. So
Yeah.
Everybody got
that did not go towards any of my influence.
It might have.
I don't want to sound like that.
It might have subconsciously.
Alien Ant Farm. That's another story.
Oh, they're fucking amazing. They're still amazing. Are you kidding me? Their bassist was incredible. The way he shaved one side of his face. You remember that shit?
I don't remember.
Oh man, I saw them at EMP with Pressure 4-5. Remember that new metal band? Oh,
No.
fuck, it was terrible. I remember listening to on the radio that the next day, the singer of Pressure 4-5, it was the first time he had ever stage dove and done a crowd surf, and he lost his wallet.
Oh, damn.
And they were like announcing it on the radio. They're like, free tickets to this show and this show if you bring back this dude's wallet.
No one returned it. That's
I'm
fucked up,
sure
dude.
not.
That's fucked
I'm
up.
sure not. Is that a sentence? That's not even a complete sentence. I disagree with. That's an office reference.
Nice. I'll hit you with this one, Sam. Can you think of a time during this, in this band where you had no idea what you were doing or how to do it?
Well, the marketing thing right now.
Yeah. Marty.
But I've never
Fun
been
stuff, huh?
I've never been someone that utilized YouTube, and now like I'm on YouTube a lot, watching tutorials and on MySpace ads and using Spotify properly and how to use Instagram properly and
Yeah.
how to market your music correctly. And
Yeah.
it used to be, back in the day, we released an album, you just post about it, and then you'd play a show, and then you'd sell your CDs there, and then they'd tell their friends, and then they'd go home and buy your stuff online. But
Yeah.
that's not an option, especially not as a live band currently. So that's been a very big. I have no idea what I'm doing right now, and my wife is always she sees me watching YouTube and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know.
I'm learning.
I don't know.
YouTube's great for learning
It
stuff.
really is.
You can literally learn how to do everything.
Yeah.
You can learn how to do things the wrong way. You can learn how to do things the right way.
Mhm.
And you definitely got to be selective with where you're getting your information from. But it's great, man.
Yeah, I learned how to. I did my patio last summer, and I learned it all on YouTube.
Nice.
And it looks
What'd you do? Pavers or what?
giant, big ass pavers.
Nice, like a retaining wall. I think I vaguely remember you talking about this.
I had someone put up a retaining wall for me a long time ago, and then last year I had a friend dig out the pit for the patio, because we also had to put like this much gravel there.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a truck. He has a truck and a trailer, and so he dumped all the gravel there and spread it out, and I did the rest. I did all the sand
Nice.
and all the laying and the.
Paving's tough, man.
Yeah, it took like a month, but it looks great.
That's why they charge a lot. Pavers,
I
man.
don't even want to tell you the quote I got for the job.
For what is the square footage?
I don't even know what the square footage. It was going to be like $6,000, and I'm like, fuck.
Oh, that's cheap, dude.
I did it for $1,000 myself.
Yeah, that's even cheaper.
Yeah, so I'm not going to complain about that. But
They charge a lot.
yeah, and then a lot of times back in the day when we used to write with our other guitarist, his name was also Sam, but we called him Quaid. He's a really, really talented guitarist. Really technical. That dude could trim pick like a motherfucker. Just so fast, and he was really fast. He could sweep, and he'd do all these crazy leads, and he'd write this shit, and I'd be like, ugh.
I know the feeling.
I don't know.
Well, he had
I don't
vastly
mind that.
different influences.
Oh, yeah.
He was all about what was it, suffocation and
Yeah, and
like dying fetus and like
Deeds of
It's like
Slash.
slam metal, dude.
yeah, exactly that. And
he
like-
could down pick so fast, and
Yeah.
I use these, and I'm gonna have to blame it right now on the heavy strings I was using, because as soon as I switched to these new strings, it was like,
Yeah,
like-
that does make a difference.
yeah,
man.
I couldn't believe.
And the
how-
pick
Oh yeah,
pick gauge too.
I couldn't believe it.
I think that shit froze.
Nah. Oh, the video did, yeah. But that's okay. I only have this up just to verify whether or not the restream is working.
Oh, gotcha.
All this is working though. See the Facebook link?
Okay.
That means that came from someone watching on Facebook. It'll show
Oh, it'll show different formats.
YouTube, Twitch, yep, anything it's streaming to, it'll show on here.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
And this isn't accurate. There could very well be more people watching. This is one thing that always makes me question whether or not it's actually working. So
Oh, I know. I do
Okay.
Facebook Live every once in a while and do like guitar videos,
yeah,
and it'll
Those are
say
cool.
like one person watching, but there won't be any icons on there. And then there'll be like 6 people watching, but it'll show like 2 people there. I'm like,
and someone like and like 3 people will comment, but it only shows 1 person watching type
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. that
So
was a-
hello, thousands of viewers. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Well, just what I was always taught, my mentors, just assume nobody's seen it
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
The nice thing about this is this just gets put online, and then I'll go check it, and might have like 20 views and whatever views, and so people do watch it
Neat
on their own time. Yeah. So cool, man. Well, let's see here. Last question and then we gotta get into the review section.
Oh boy.
So this will be for both of you. Like, what motivates you, LJ? What keeps you motivated in the band journey?
Me hassling him, probably.
I'm so scatterbrained, man. Like I want to do so many things that I'm paralyzed by all my projects. And yeah. I mean, me not wanting to disappoint Sam and all the fans and myself.
It's so funny because the way I wrote music changed when he came in the band because he liked black metal. Liked, still likes.
Yeah,
all-encompassingly
Black metal
enjoys
thing.
black metal.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, you gotta check out this black metal band. I'm like, it sounds like it was recorded in the forest with a tape deck. He was like, well, it was. I'm like, okay. Well, and then he showed me Dimmu Borgir, and I'm like, okay, I can get down on that. And then I started writing a couple things, and like a lot of times I'd write music and be like, oh, I should throw it. Like, I want LJ to like go like this when he's listening to it. And I got to do that quite a bit. So I do a lot of stuff to impress this guy too, because I want to write music, and he'll be like, what the fuck was that? And I'm like, yes.
It's a back and forth of us wanting to make the other one be like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, that's...
Like when he sent me all the vocals for the album, I couldn't believe it, because he came over one day to record vocals, and it went pretty well, and he did a couple things, and he's like, can I just like do this on my own time? Like, it'd probably be easier if I could focus on it myself. I'm like, yeah, whatever, if that's the way you want to do it. And then he came back a few weeks later with everything done, and I loaded it up, put it in there, and it was all like automated, ready to go, and I had the plugins, and he did these gutturals that he's never done before, these lows, and I'm like, what the fuck, like this is insane. Like, I got chills, and I was just like my face hurt from smiling when I was listening to like this sucks, I gotta stop smiling, which sounded so good. He one-upped himself quite a bit on this record.
I'm a tough critic on myself. I finished something. I sent everything to him, like, he's gonna find another vocalist now. Fuck it. May as well just accept it now.
You're being auditioned constantly.
That's how my brain works. Like this paranoia shit, like imposter syndrome to the max.
Yeah, just overthinking it. It sounds like
that's LJ in a nutshell.
From what I heard, man, it sounds great, dude.
Yeah.
The riffs too sound really good.
Thank you.
I think you guys are doing a fantastic job. Well, right on. I want to talk a little bit about the single I just heard, and then a little bit about you guys' new album. And so we just heard your guys' single. I just heard it, I guess. What was the name of that track?
Sailing on a Cardboard Sea.
Sailing on a Cardboard Sea.
Oh, and I sent it to somebody who was like, uh-oh, you ripped off. There's some big band, something Storm, they have a song called Cardboard Sea or something like that. Ailstrom?
Whatever, dude. I took it from a fucking
Star Trek, right?
Well, yeah, Star Trek, but it came from I found it from a Deep Space Nine episode where there's this lounge singer named Vic Fontaine, or a character, that's doing this song. I can't even think what it's called. Something about a paper moon. And the whole song's about like shit being fake and not like a cardboard sea, like in a play, the
now I get it.
It's like the whole album's about a simulation and stuff being real and inauthentic in a search for authenticity, and like that's what the song's about, especially referencing oh god, that I didn't know about that. Like I just
when he said that, I was like, well, it's a Star Trek reference, so we'll probably just both.
It's a reference to a song that's in Star Trek.
Yeah.
But yeah, that title comes from us going along with all these fucking narratives. There's this one, and then there's that one, and then there's like this ideology, and then this one, and they're just fucking clashing, and it's hard to find what the fuck is even real. What is what is real news? What is news in the first place? You know, like
Right.
what is it? Like it's this
Negativity.
dissemination of information. It's like this information that is just handpicked to feed to you to make you believe a certain thing, like to make you feel a certain way. And there's an agenda behind every single piece of news. Like especially now, it's not like no matter where you're at, it's mostly
It's biased.
as fuck. Like even the like in between independent stuff that I would watch, it's still there's still a skew. You can't get away from it, but like there's nothing just like this happened and this happened, but that's still framed. They're choosing to share this with you when like oh, this cat had all these little kitties and they're really cute. Like give me that fucking news.
yeah.
Give me animal TikTok for Christ's sake. But it's like that was the complete opposite of what happened in 2020.
Yeah.
And like, oh my god. But anyways, that's lyrically what Cardboard C is about. It's like
Assimilation. is
trying
what
to
you talked
find
about.
authenticity in like a sea of fucking fake bullshit.
Yeah.
And like all these languages, like language has changed significantly in the past few years, especially since the advent of the internet. Like with critical theory, like all these words that used to mean one thing, they all mean something else now, and it's like these two sides are just going back and forth because the terms are defined completely differently, and neither side is gonna budge.
Right. Everybody's trying to outframe each other.
It's like ridiculous.
I learned
It's crazy.
I learned 2 new words this week. One of them I can't remember what it was, and the other one is called simping.
What's that?
I don't know.
I
I don't understand. Apparently means
know
when
what it is?
when you're like a slave to somebody, or like you'll do anything to like.
It's like the dude that shows up to the girl's house with fucking flowers, or the guy that likes every fucking post or whatever. It's like
really?
you could simp over something besides a relationship. You know, it's. I work with younger people. And I know a lot of younger people right now, and it's like I hear all these terms, and then I watch fucking TikTok, and I hear all this stuff. I'm like, I have to go to Urban Dictionary to look it up. Like, what is this?
Here we go.
Like, what the fuck is like? Sheesh, what the fuck is that? Like, I don't even know. I don't know what anything is anymore.
Right out of the Urban Dictionary, simping is the art of trying to act like a girl's boyfriend when you don't really even know her, when she already has a boyfriend, or when she is explicitly stated
If she doesn't want to be with you, that just sounds like mind rape. That's just disgusting.
Yeah,
but like,
it is.
I keep, I'm not on TikTok, but I do Instagram Reels a lot, and I'll just mindlessly scroll through that before and after I wake up, and like, for some reason it always references girls who play video games, and then they look at the camera and they cross out their eyes and stick out their tongue, and I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't understand it, and I don't get it. I don't want to look at it, but for some reason I still do. It's shitty.
That's hilarious. Well, now you know what simping is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably, definitely migrated into different meanings now, but
And fun thing about Sailing on a Cardboard Sea is this is the first. This is the 4th track. Well, technically the 3rd track, but we broke it up into 2 songs.
okay.
It's the first song that I actually wrote for this album. I actually wrote it. Oh shit! This might be one of the only songs I wrote without drums, because I wrote it when the power went out one evening.
Really?
Yeah. The kids and the wife were in the living room playing a board game with the candle, and I was just in the guitar with.
Last winter when it snowed?
No, it was just a random power outage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't even know what it was. Probably like a windstorm. And I was in the guitar, and I don't know, in the kitchen. And I had my electric guitar for some reason. Probably I didn't want to be loud. And I had this tune in my head, and it's the part in the song where it's when he sings, when he actually does clean singing, and it's the double-handed tapping. And I remember I tried to write it, and they're like, pick it, and I was like, that sounds okay, and I did the tapping, and it kind of that's the first thing I wrote for the song, even though it's like 4 minutes in.
Yeah.
And it's weird that the best song that I like on this whole album is this one, and it was the first one that I wrote for the album, or not even intentionally for the album.
Nice.
And then there are a couple
Put your
songs.
best foot forward, man.
I guess so. Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. By the way, that song was pretty sick. I particularly like I was telling you, like the spurts. Anytime there's double kick spurts or tremolo spurts,
Yeah.
like that shit's candy to me, dude. Pure candy. I love that shit. And then you had like a punchy riff that also did some spurts towards the end of the song.
Yeah, some
Two of my
very
favorite riffs in that song.
very light slam.
Yeah,
Very light. I don't slam,
yeah.
I don't
It's still
deathcore.
punch hard.
but
It's still pretty punchy.
a bit of punch.
You throw punches.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
I like the good chord
punches.
progressions in there. You guys always got great chord progressions going on. The clean singing threw me off. Is that something new you guys do?
Yes.
That's very new.
Oh, okay. Who's doing it?
He did all
That's
the
you?
vocals. I didn't
Yeah,
do
that's me.
Oh no, I did a harmony in the song, but that's the clean track doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's on a different track.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, I didn't expect you to be doing clean. I didn't expect the clean singing, and now I'm even more shocked that you did the clean singing.
Yeah.
I was like,
Well, I
that
always
sounds like someone else.
heard it in different songs that we'd write, and I'm like, I would give it a half-ass try. I'm like, my voice sucks. Fuck it. I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. And I was really self-conscious about it because he didn't even know what the fuck I was gonna do. I sent it to him, and it was rough. It was rough. Everything was rough because I hadn't done vocals in a year. Like we did the last album that I didn't fucking do anything for like a year. Then it's like, here's this album to record. I'm like, damn, like this. You need to practice. You need to hone your chops. You need to keep doing it. Like it was rough. And then like doing the clean singing, I'd sing in the car, but like my ear sucks. My ear fucking sucks. Like it's something you have to work on, and your voice is an instrument, and it's not something I practice at a lot. And I just pounded it till
It worked.
doing vocal exercises, looking up tutorials on YouTube. How to sing. Because I can growl, but I don't know how to sing.
I'm gonna YouTube how to play guitar when I get home.
But yeah, it's like it called for it, and I'm like, I have to do it. And I'm like, I tried to get Sam to talk me out of it at one point.
He would send it to me. I'm like, try again. He was like, fuck
Like,
it.
I could just scream it.
He's
Fuck
like,
it.
no. I'm like, no. Like this one part's really cool. These next couple parts just a little off key. Like, just do it. And if you're really not gonna do it, decide. But we can't just half-ass it. Like, it sounds cool. Fucking make it happen.
Yeah.
And I made him do it because I liked it.
And there's parts throughout the album. Like, that's not the only one. There's like a handful of surprises.
Yeah, I figured that if you're gonna do it on one song, you're probably gonna have it on more
I think
tracks.
I think there are 2 other songs plus the interlude or
Yeah.
intermission song.
Yeah, a few spots. I wanted the dynamics, and that's what needed to be there. And
Yeah. And it really made it progressive.
Yeah.
I mean, the song is pretty progressive. It changes
totally
a
is.
lot,
Yeah.
and that really puts it over the top. We had a reaction video done by these 2 dudes in Romania, I believe. The Windmill of Corpses with a V. And they were like, they said the nicest stuff. Like,
Did they?
oh god, it was awesome. And during the part with the singing, they both stopped and looked at each other and looked at the camera like. And then they stopped. They're like, I don't even know what that was. Somebody singing, right? Was it a woman or was it a man? Was it a vocoder? Like it was just LJ singing, just doing a good like. He had this old project called Avoiding Alan. Do you remember that?
Jesus. Yeah, that was just me in a little Boss recording device like 20 years ago recording.
And his voice, you know, the dude can growl deep, but also his singing is a lot higher than his. So you don't expect someone that goes to be like. It's
Coheed and Cambria was always one of my favorite bands. So.
You little baby. That part creeped me out. But yeah, I don't even know what the question was.
It sounded good. It fits your guys' with that way, the way you guys are going with that album and that song. I'm super picky with my clean singing and my metal.
Oh, I am too.
And so I think it fit very well with your guys' style.
Yeah, good job, LJ.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, I like that. I like the keys in it. Again, I know you guys used to have a keyboardist for your other previously. You guys.
We miss you, Lupe.
And then I definitely liked the layered vocals. That sounded super sick. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, man.
That means I'm gonna have to start figuring out how to growl.
I know for the live. If there's any drummers out there, we're trying to play live.
We are gonna start playing live again.
Dude, yeah.
We have a guitarist that I talked to a little bit ago that would be interested. I mean, it wouldn't be like a band where we practice all the time. It would be like you practice at home.
Yeah.
And then if we have a show scheduled or, we're going to play a big show, then we have like a rehearsal.
Yeah.
And we'll blast it for 6 hours or whatever the hell. Good luck, buddy.
Oh, and our single's on Spotify, released yesterday. So Sailing Cardboard Sea, No Living Witness. Play it, share it.
Add it to a playlist.
Yeah.
That's the biggest.
We'll let you guys plug everything at the end too. Make sure everybody knows where to find you and
I'm
stuff.
gonna plug.
Butt plug.
Hey, you said it, not me.
All right. So yeah, you kind of answered a couple of these questions already, which I like. So was this self-recorded then?
Oh yeah, I did
everything right at your house.
Yeah. The only thing that wasn't me. So we have a really good friend, Ken Sorceron. He's the lead guy for Abigail Williams. Now I don't know if we can talk about who he's doing vocals for now, but I don't know if he's been announced. But he's also the vocalist for really good tech, like Blackened Death Core. No, like Blackened Tech Death. He's a vocalist for them now. But him and I have always talked about how much you charge for mastering and stuff like that, and he gave me a price. I'm like, I got a price from a couple other people, and from one person he sent me it was like $100 per song. I'm like, well, seven tracks, $700, and I was like, can I send you like a 15-second clip? I just want to hear what you can do. And he emailed it back to me in like 20 minutes, and I'm like,
to what? That. To master or
master?
Okay.
And it took him 20 minutes. I'm like, fuck that. You're not going to spend, if you really want to master our music and do a good job, you're not going to do it in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. All he did was compress it and add bass. Like there wasn't, they didn't stereo pan it. They didn't raise the volume. I kept it 6 dBs below zero. Like I kept it really low. And I was like, nah, that's not going to happen. And I got to talking to Ken. I was like, will you do it? He's like, yeah, dude, send it on over. And I sent him the stereo file. And he was like, yo. He says yo a lot. And he was like, this sounds cool. We can make it better. I was like, okay, what can we do? He's like, okay, email me this and then email me that, and we're going to do it, and I'm going to help you. I'm going to break it down. And I was like, cool. And then I did. He's like, yo, I was thinking, this sounds really good so far. We should try this too. And I'm like, okay. And so he ended up resampling the kick, the snare, and the toms, and resampling all the rhythm guitars, all the distorted guitar, and like remiking it through his own stuff. He does mastering like for a living.
Yeah. When
he's not touring and stuff like that. So he has really good equipment. And the way the drums sound and how just crunchy the guitar is, like no way I could have ever done that. Yeah. So he went above and beyond what we ever.
He did that single?
Yeah.
He mastered it?
Yeah, he mastered it and helped me out with the drums and the guitar tone. Like, nice. He went above and beyond.
That's cool.
What I would expect him
to do, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's also his product. Once his name's on it, yeah, he doesn't want to sound like shit.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's your claim too, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I do this for a living, like, better do a damn good job.
Yeah. So like, you look up his name on his credits, all the stuff he's mastered and mixed and stuff like that. Everything's on there. He did the new, was it Immortal? Not Immortal. Emperor. He did the latest Emperor album.
Oh, okay.
And like how shitty it would be if some just shitty metal band out of Olympia mastered doesn't really sound that good. They were like, well, I'm not going to master with that guy.
All right.
And he did a really, really good job. So thank you. If anybody wants mastering done, please hit up Ken Sorceron from Abigail Williams. He is amazing.
Lisa said, in what world is LJ the tallest?
Yeah.
We made it happen, baby. Don't worry.
We got our chairs.
I have a high chair.
Feet dangling and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. I haven't touched the floor in like almost 2 hours.
Nice. Well, good deal. Let's see what else. How long has this band been established?
10 years? I joined in 2000 and the very end of 2005, if I'm not mistaken.
Meat Spin.
Yeah. I went, okay, he just said a Meat Spin out of nowhere, but the story behind that, I went over to audition I don't even know how it happened, but what the hell was that? Some hazing thing? But
Yeah, we had to break you in.
this
We had to make sure
fucking-
you were good.
Yeah, we auditioned and whatever. It seemed like it went well, and someone was like, "Show him the meat spin." And like Corey, the drummer, I think,
Yeah.
went to the computer and like, check this out, and pulled it up, and I don't even want to describe it, dude. I don't even want to describe it. But it's this pornographic fucking
It's
just.
one dude fucking another dude, and he's sitting on his lap, bouncing on his dick, and his,
Oh my
his
god.
dick is going like this.
No.
What the hell was the question? What was the question?
How long
How
we
long
were?
was the band
Since
sound?
that.
And then I had to.
16 years ago.
Yeah, I had to say that.
What was it? I mean, I got a follow-up question with that. Like, what was the significance of having him?
We had to make sure that he could handle.
To make sure I was cool.
What's the reaction that you're looking for to make sure?
It was
like,
probably the standard, just Mo, LJ, like reaction, because I was like,
Oh,
oh, this
God.
guy's from Texas. I don't know if he can handle stuff like
yeah.
that.
I still had all that
Super
fluoride
religious.
in my pineal gland from the water, but that's a whole other podcast.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But yeah, fresh out of Texas,
Yeah,
somewhat sheltered.
yeah, super
man,
religious
That probably changed
upbringing.
your- that changed
No,
your life.
you were brought up religious.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got to make sure this guy can hang, because I like to get
I had to
weird.
make sure I could spin, apparently.
Yeah, and we've tried it out. He spins all right.
Oh my god. That's
Yeah.
that's crazy. You guys had that video on tag. We're like, I know what we're gonna do here.
You know when
It's like when you watch. It's the equivalent of like, all right, come on, I gotta show you this. Have you heard of Two Girls, One Cup?
Yeah. Or Tub Girl.
Honestly, I always hated that. I always had a friend that did that, man, and that was my brother-in-law. Actually, he always would just have these just disgusting videos like that. It's like, check this out, and like, right on.
Cool beans.
This is never my thing, man. Just watching those type of videos.
But I'm pretty sure that Two Girls, One Cup was debunked to be ice cream or something like that.
Really?
That's what I would like to think.
I would also like to think that, and that's how we're gonna.
soft serve.
I still have never seen the video.
That's really.
So yeah,
You don't
I
need
think
to.
I'm okay if I don't though. I think
You're
I
right,
think you'll still
right?
be a well-rounded person if you
Yeah,
don't.
yeah. I mean, I made it this far without it, right?
As long as the existence of it is acknowledged.
Yeah, I've known of this video. I kind of got the gist of it, but never seen it.
Kind of like Lemon Party or GoTSC.cx
I don't
or
even
Tub
know what
Girl.
that is.
Wait, you're one of those guys, aren't
He's
you?
the guy.
Right.
I
He's
can
the
tell.
guy.
I used to be on Maddox
I
all
knew
the
that
time when I was
shit
in high
right
school.
away.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, check this out, guys. Gather around.
Yes. The stuff that get kicked out of a library real quick. Yeah.
Oh my god. All right.
This is so warm.
What do you guys? So yeah, I mean, you guys really answered all those questions. So I'm not going to ask that question, but this is an important question. So what's
6 inches.
right on? Thanks for establishing that.
Just kidding.
What's next for No Living Witness after this album? Where do you guys? What do you see for the goal? What's your vision for No Living Witness in the next 5 years?
Oh, 5 years.
Man, we have not looked that far.
I've thought the next
I'm going to make you think
max
ahead.
8 months. So the album's gonna launch on the 2nd, and I have 3 songs that are written, like ready for an EP. And each song is about 80% done.
For an EP?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm confused with EPs. I thought EPs always came before. No.
Now you
Doesn't
can do an
matter.
EP whenever you want.
Nice.
It's a short. It's an LP or something. Or no, it's what is it?
I know, right?
Play.
Extended play. It's not a single, but it's
Right.
it's short. Our first album was Aphotic Awakening, and then we released an EP, right?
Yeah, the self-titled EP, which is on,
Which is also
which is out and
yeah.
on Spotify and everything.
And
that's
that's-
what we actually released.
that's a really pretty album cover too.
It is.
And then it was Holocaust full album, and then we're doing this, which is a full album, even though it's only 7 songs, but the songs are so goddamn long that it's like 48 minutes or something like that. And then we're gonna do an EP because we just we want to. Everyone's just so like consumed with what's new, like what can I listen to next?
Yeah.
So we can't just go another year and write, an 8-track album again. We have to stay current.
So you're just thinking about shortening the time frame?
Yeah. So we want to write this or do this EP. He's heard him a couple times, but he's also made the choice to not work on it until after the album, so that we can both focus on what we need to.
Yeah.
But each of the 3 songs is about 75% done as far as the musical, like guitar work, stuff like that, the drums, and the symphonic stuff, and just missing a couple harmonies, a couple leads, a couple solos here and there.
Nice.
But also LJ has had a lot of really cool influences with a couple bands, and those 3 tracks I'm gonna revisit a little bit and see what I can do, because there's a lot of styles that he's really been getting into that I would like to incorporate as well.
Nice.
Like there's this whole new wave of symphonic blackened deathcore, like Shadow of Intent, Mental Cruelty.
I don't know if is it slam deathcore. I don't even.
It's awesome.
I'm old. I don't know the fucking difference. Like I was never in that scene. Like,
Wait,
we
you
offended
know the
some
difference,
people.
right?
Between which subgenres?
Deathcore and slam.
Yes.
What's the difference? Please educate me.
Well, it's hard to explain. So slam is like, it's kind of self-explanatory. It's just like chunky, slam, punchy type, staccato-y type riffs, or traditionally, or just ingested is a good example of slam.
Okay.
And then deathcore would be Suicide Silence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's kind of
Whitechapel.
I feel like those bands have, or the genre's kind of like really branched out. Like Mental Cruelty's new album. Jesus,
It's insane.
Christ, dude.
I've not heard it.
Wow.
You have to listen to it.
I've never liked
So fucking
deathcore
intense.
in really any fashion, and this shit is it is insane. Like
Right.
what deathcore is doing. There's a new single from Lorna Shore, or album, whatever.
Yeah,
And
song.
it's just, man, it is. I guess it's slam. I don't know, but it's deathcore-ish vocals with some deathcore guitar. Some that staccato-y kind of stuff, but the drums just.
Well, they do a lot. There's like just. It sounds like someone was listening to some Dark Funeral in some fucking Scandinavian or Swedish. Well, that is Scandinavia. Region.
Nice.
Yeah,
Swedish.
Dark Funerals is a perfect way
Listening
to
to some
describe that.
fucking major, intense blackened, like
But they were in a deathcore
high
band.
shrieking vocals and
Nice,
trim picking and wall of sound.
Yeah, and it's just
sonic
incredible.
elements.
Um,
What was the other one? There's something else.
Lorna Shore has got some, like,
Carnifex.
oh yeah,
That's when I first realized it,
that's
because
deathcore.
yeah.
That's
I listened to it like World War X or 10 or
So
whatever.
so heavy, like scary.
I was like, whoa,
like
this isn't like just like, I don't know. I don't know. I never liked the genre. I don't know. I guess I'm elitist.
Well,
I like what I like,
Yeah.
And then they come on and it's just like, if you want to tell me who the band was when they came on, it's just like this just with like kind of shit. I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
I played it for him. He didn't know what the fuck it was.
oh no,
Carnifex?
And I was like, yeah, it's Carnifex, man.
Yeah.
They're one
I
of
played the new
first.
Whitechapel.
yeah.
Sounds like Stained.
But like, I think a lot
Good Stained.
a lot of the disdain for deathcore that we have was when we used to play shows. Not like big shows, but local shows with other bands. There weren't a lot of like blackened death metal bands like us. There were some tech death bands here and there, but a lot of it was just deathcore. And like we'd go to these shows, and it was just bands that they just wanted to sound like Suicide Silence and Wisteria Cottage and Whitechapel. That's all they
Yeah.
want. And every drummer would just be doing this. Like that was the whole set. I'm like, I can't listen to this shit.
Some
Like
double kick just going on.
barely any double kick.
Oh, okay.
So it was hard, and now I'm like, fuck. Now I like deathcore, and now I have to deal with that inside my heart. But so
Oh yeah. What's
plan.
next? The plan will like we kind of talked about it. We haven't like sat down and written together, or practiced, or anything like what's the word? Not coordinating.
Rehearsal.
Like yeah, we haven't like rehearsed or co-wrote
right,
at the same time in years.
Yeah.
Like he'd write the stuff, then I put the lyrics to it, and now it's kind of
well, even with the album, like I would send him something. He'd be like, "Oh, that one part, you should try this." So I mean,
yeah.
it's not like he had no control, but obviously us sitting down together and making it happen definitely
like
needs
5
to.
years. Like I don't even know if there's gonna be electricity in 5 years at this point. Like that's where my brain is at. I'm like, as long as I have a roof over my head and like a way to sustain myself, that's like where a lot of people are right now, I think. But
Not me.
like I don't know. Like I see this EP. Like we're gonna do this EP. 3 songs. I don't even know how long they are.
There's
They're
actually
like 25 minutes or
it'll
30
be short.
minutes, right?
Like one song is 4 minutes long.
Oh, no
One
shit.
song, and the other 2 are like 7 minutes. I guess
Nice.
25. I like
But
to.
I feel like it's going to be a transition to like the next whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Like
we do,
lead
because we
into
kinda-
the
this-
EP or whatever.
Yeah, because the one that we just finished has this bizarre, weird vibe in a good way.
Yeah.
It's like kind of just out there, and like the stuff he's writing now is like
It's tech death.
it's tech death, and it's not even done. I don't even know what it's gonna. We don't even know what it's gonna sound
No.
like.
And we're gonna shop this one. We are gonna try to get labels on this one, and we're not gonna announce a date this time and then shop.
Yeah.
That's what we learned on the last one, like we talked about. You know,
Yeah.
we had this album, and how many labels did you have? Like 2?
No, that was more than that.
Oh, really?
It was like a laundry list.
Oh, really? Well, a couple of them ended up getting back to us, and one of them said, "We really like the songs. We're interested in releasing it with you, but why did you set a date? That makes it really hard to work with you guys." So we're like, yeah. So that ended up falling through, and that could have been good, but a lot
we
of
didn't
it,
even plan on doing it. It was like we were like, damn, this is really good. Like, why not? You
Yeah.
know? Because we always just did our own thing and doing it for fun, doing it for ourselves. We still are, but like, we just want more people to enjoy it with us. You know?
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like,
Well, getting signed could be help. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like in order to build anything, whether it's extending your music or a business, and music is a business.
yeah, absolutely.
In order to build a business, you need help. You need a team. And
Yeah.
a label is what a team is.
And-
And they help you. They do that. They market. They
Exactly.
They know how to do that.
And man, if someone's marketing for us and I don't have to work on that, then actually work on writing music. But like we talked to somebody else who was on that label, who's a pretty established individual, and we're like, hey, we've been talking to the same label you're on. Like, what do you think? And they're like, well,
that's pretty dumb.
we're like, well, first of all, it's really dumb that you set a date and then reached out to labels. But second of all, like absolutely getting on label, like you're talking about the difference of hundreds of people listening to your music versus thousands of people, because they have so
Yeah.
much more reach. And I'm like, fuck. But oh well. We recorded it. We were just too excited. Like we just didn't want to wait anymore. We'd been marketing it. We had been marketing it. Is that a sentence?
yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's English.
Sounds probably proper English. Yeah.
Goddamn, truly. And we've been telling people we're working on an album. Like, as someone who follows a band, like, how long do you want to hear we're working on an album? To like,
It's like waiting for the new Winter Sun back when they took that break.
oh god, time
Yeah.
2.
No, just time. The first one
Oh,
between those 2 albums was like forever.
we're that band right now. We've been working on stuff for a year.
oh, that's fine.
It takes that long
Yeah.
sometimes, though. It's like,
Yeah, it does.
like we're all people that have lives that
Yeah.
go on. Like time keeps going, you know. Like
Just like Winter
We
Season.
talked about that balance, and that's
Yeah.
exactly why I was
Yeah.
curious. Like, how do you guys? I know how I try to do it, and it's pretty tough, you know, because I got a lot going on. I run a business. I'm a single dad. I got
Yeah.
a lot of things going on. I'm running 2 businesses now, so it's definitely
And in a band,
and a band.
you're stupid and
2
crazy.
podcasts. So I know a little bit about juggling.
You sleep at all? Or?
Sometimes no. Sometimes I'll stay up till 1 or 2, and then I'll crash.
Jesus
in
Christ.
one day. I'm like, oh damn it, shouldn't have did that. But
That's
like LJ was saying, I get most of my work done at night. Unfortunately, you know.
Well, I believe there was a study that put out, like, the people that are night owls are way more creative than people who are like daytime. They're mostly just, go with the flow people that are night owls. So those night owls. Those are the people that are creating.
I get more done in the morning though, getting up earlier. Yeah, it just wasn't working for me. I like that, like when it's still dark and you beat the sun up and you still get that silence where nobody's requiring your attention from 4 to 6 in the morning or 4 to 7 or 5 to 7.
When your body's doing like different stuff, like your hormones do different things, tell your body to be a certain way based on like basically light, but also just how our bodies are no more than we do. Like, and they just it just like, I've read a study that around 11, or I guess 4 hours after you wake up is when like you really get that urge to be productive. And then later on in the night is like when you're more like introspective and pensive and whatnot. And I get that when I'm at work, 11 o'clock, I'm like, damn, I'm gonna do all this stuff when I get home. And then I'm like, I get home like,
you get burnt out at night easier sometimes.
I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna chill.
Fuck, you're also
think about stuff.
vegan, and eating takes forever because you have to make everything from
scratch. Especially if I eat crap. I've been eating so much crap. Like, it takes like, what, 15 minutes to make rice?
You can be an unhealthy
beans,
vegan.
Potatoes, vegetables. You don't have to make fake cheese and like lasagna and shit with every meal. Like the way you were doing it was like,
it was so good. It was so good.
It was good.
Took so much time.
Dude, it's so much work to like.
It was so delicious.
Make the comfort foods and like
I kept the recipe book. Like they're still printed out, hanging in my kitchen. Like I will absolutely make those meals again. It just took too much time.
Like in my prime of eating, like honestly, I would just make a bowl of something. Oh god, that made my stomach hurt. Like
of what?
I thought you loved tots.
I do, but I had some earlier today. But no, just like a bowl of veggies, dude. Just like potatoes or rice, or just like I just like put it all together like in a pan, cook it up, and eat it. Like I don't need to have like this side and this side and this main course. Like that's just a construct. Like just fucking eat food.
You love that word.
Do what?
Construct. That's like your favorite word.
You're a fuck the system type of guy.
Yeah. He is. So I guess a roundabout way of our plan is live shows.
Yeah, I heard that. I like that. I'm actually excited about that. I hope you guys get the
EP,
the drummer
label, and that's what we want right now.
And then more live shows.
And then more live shows. So if you're a drummer and you can play technical death metal,
there you go.
We are your band. And yeah.
Gotta bring the heat though, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool, man.
Wait, where the fuck did you guys find your drummer?
Dude, I don't know if you've heard, but we're very pleased with him. Dude's really,
I've heard.
Really fucking.
I watched your guys' videos on Facebook. I'm like, is he from fucking Yelm?
Yeah, he's from this area.
How?
He actually moved. He's in Lacey now, so he's a lot closer.
Is he from, like, originally from Yelm?
No. I comes from, like, Trinidad and then kind of been to other...
What's Trinidad? Is that a real place? That doesn't...
Yeah,
that
where
sound
is
like
that?
That sounds like something more than
to say or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's overseas somewhere.
Oh, okay.
I honestly don't know where it's at.
See, that's
I should probably know that about him.
In order to get a drummer, you have to import one now. Like our buddy Kyle and Aetherius, in order to get his drummer, his drummer literally moved.
I remember you saying that, yeah.
From like Colorado, I think, or somewhere in the Midwest, and found a job and joined Aetherius. Like, nice. That was part of the plan. That's how hard it is to find a drummer.
But to answer your question, our guitarist Sean went into the Music 6 phone book. I guess there's a phone book there. I didn't know about this, but musicians will put their contact info in there.
Really?
For anybody looking, and you just go in there and reach out to them.
Like a physical number book?
Some type of
That's
manual.
Old school. Holy shit.
And this guy put his Rolodex. This guy put his information in there like 2 years ago. And Sean reached out to him just to see. He got a call. He was like, "Hey man, seen your ad in Music 6." And he was like, "Really?"
Nice.
Dude was really fucking solid and really just clicked. You know how when you click with people?
Yeah.
Just not only musically, but just personally.
Yeah.
It's like, we can, the humor's there, the hard work's there. Like, it's like, this is the perfect fit right here.
That's awesome.
It's crazy how it worked out, but yeah.
When I watch the videos, he's not just going like
No, dude.
he's doing shit and he's
Yeah, it's even those videos don't even do it justice, man.
Well, yeah,
I
like
can't wait
live.
till you guys can hear him like live. It's fucking pretty impressive, actually.
Yeah,
So
I'm happy for you.
thanks, man.
Incredibly
we
jealous.
We were
Almost mad. Probably gonna kill you in your sleep and steal him. But
yeah, we're excited. We just finished our EP.
fucking kill him.
We got a whole EP lined up. We just need to record it, and that thing's getting put out too.
Nice.
So yeah, it's exciting. I know the feeling when you guys are getting that put out, and you guys already have had an EP put out, so you guys know the feeling too.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Let me see how many of these questions I can get through in the viral viewpoint.
Oh god.
Real quick here. First thought: Inferi or Fallujah?
How dare you make me pick?
Fury.
Yeah, Inferi.
No. Okay.
Just
Just because the last Fallujah album was too experimental for me.
Yeah. What with the girl vocals and stuff like that?
Oh no, that was from The Flesh Prevails. I really.
Oh, they put out another one?
Yeah, it was very long and drawn out. It wasn't technical, and Scott has referred to it as an experimental album. And it's just, I don't want to say new metal because that's not fair to what they play, but it's just I mean the leads. It's very groovy, and it's not as technical as their old stuff. Like the Harvest Wombs was incredible. Like when you launch your musical career with an album like that, like how the fuck do you top it? And then The Flesh Prevails came out, and you're like this is tech death with like blackened death metal elements, but there's ambient parts, and then there's a female vocalist doing this. She's like, oh, it's so like ethereal. Like I'll use that for this one. And then and then they did the one after that with the weird humanoid thing. What was that one called? I'm so bad at album names.
is this the hoodie one?
Yeah, no, the hoodie one was the newer one. It was the one before that. The human, I don't know. But like, it was also really good, but it definitely bridged between the one before it and the current one.
Nice.
And then I believe the next one they have, he said it's a full length and it's going to be very similar to The Flesh Prevails. So, but yeah, Inferi, just so
Intense.
Yeah,
like I just say it, that's my automatic answer
Yeah.
because of the intensity, and like seeing them live was like one of the most, like it was so clean and crisp and intense and just a wall of sound, and it's just like where you just see it just like, oh fuck.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like Fallujah was really good live too. Like, but it's just different. Like it's not the same intensity.
And I don't like Fallujah's new vocalist. He does that screamo kind of a thing. Do you remember
I
seeing
haven't
that?
listened much. I remember seeing that show. That was the one with the archaic. That was the archaic show that we
yes,
talked
it
about
was.
earlier. So
Yeah,
I was
you
in
were
a
a lot
different
of it.
plane. But
But yeah,
Yeah.
and like Inferi, like they do this way, like if they stopped doing the technical stuff and just chorded it would be blackened death metal.
Yeah.
But instead of just playing they arpeggiate and scale the shit out of just whatever chord that is. I don't know music theory.
Instead of just strumming.
Yeah, like they go nuts with it, and it's just good. Like Aeons was so good. And
Was that
now
the last album?
it was like an EP, like 5 or 6 songs like that, like just awesome. And now they're gonna have another album coming out really soon. So
I've only heard one Inferi album, but I've only heard 2 Fallujah albums, but that was my choice too, was Inferi.
okay, yep. Then it is unanimous. Inferi is the choice.
But
it
they're
is the
very
choice.
similar, kind of, in my opinion, too.
Yeah.
They got similar sounds, and they're both kind of similar to your guys' genre, too, so that's why I thought...
All of our Facebook ads, or like whenever we tell someone what we sound like, or like, oh, we're like a mix of Inferi and Fallujah.
Oh, really?
And maybe the Faceless a little bit too.
Yeah.
It's hard to throw around the word the Faceless anymore because there's Michael Keane's kind of wrecking that band, and so like
I don't even throw that in. That's
should I stop doing that?
I don't know.
Like everyone still loves the Faceless, but then it's also attached to someone who has a big problem with drugs and makes bad choices. And
I don't think people look at it that way though.
I think a lot of musicians that
guess-
know the industry really well do.
Yeah, but I don't know. You should separate the art from the artist.
That's fair.
It's like for fans of this,
Yeah.
and this.
But I still use it for like our ads were like Inferi, Fallujah, Faceless.
Yeah. Well, they're
Because-
like one of the go-tos. Like like after Necrophagist, it's like
Yes.
Planetary Duality just
Oh my
changed
God.
the fucking
Yes.
like the landscape.
Yeah.
Of
The way
tech death.
the way he used his tremolo arm on that album. Oh my God.
What, this one? No, I'm just kidding.
Like, oh.
I was more impressed with the drumming personally.
Oh, yeah.
Planetary Duality,
Oh,
especially
yes.
those cool ass drum
And
videos.
did you? So that's
Because they went through a
Lyle-
lot of drummers. It seems like they've
Yes.
got like 3 or 4 drummers, right?
they've had 3 or 4 of everything.
Yeah.
But they're the drummer that was on that album, I think it was Lyle. I can't remember his last name. He is in a band called the Lilac Continuum. The Lilac Continuum.
Nice.
It's really progressive death metal, and it's just
Pretty good. Yeah, I really appreciated his drumming.
it sounds like I need to make a Spotify playlist for you.
Yeah,
I
dude.
think I might have to do that.
Dude, yeah, I'm down to check out some of these newer bands for sure.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. So let's see. What album? This is just some random questions, real quick, while we squeezing out the time. What album do you like, off the top of your head, from front to back? What's one album you can think of you like every single song in the album?
Planetary Duality for me.
Drawing a major blank right now. Like that's kind
hard.
of like referencing a database.
Like making you reach, man.
Like I've been listening to really weird stuff lately, and like just jumping around in playlists. I haven't listened to like a full album in a while. Like the last one I listened to was Mental Cruelty. That I've been listening to that like almost every day.
Really? So you must like every song on there.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, it. I was about to say it's not very it's dynamic. I don't know how to explain it. It's it's really good. It's really good.
Yeah, no,
Really
Because
good.
it all sounds the same, but it all sounds good. So it's okay that it all sounds the same.
It all
because
flows.
It flows.
Yeah.
nice.
It makes me. It reminds me of what we just did with ours, because it's like it all has like. It all sounds like one band, and it sounds like it was all written in the same period, and it flows like one long fucking song. Like
That's what I'm worried about with the new EP. Because the 3 songs are very different. One of them is like the most death metal song I've ever written.
Yeah.
Like the first like 3/4 of it, it's not incredibly harmonious. There isn't a lot of melodic death metal to it.
yeah.
It's just really heavy, like, and then one of them is like really inferi like influenced, and then one of them is just kind of I listened to Alter Beast like for like 3 weeks when I wrote this song.
Dude, that's like one of my favorite bands too. Which
Yeah.
one? Immortal?
Yeah, the one that didn't sound
Super
like
sick.
Black Dahlia Murder on crack. Like it was a little
Well,
more
there, in my opinion, Feast was not near as good as Immortal. So that's why I was curious which album you're talking about.
I
The one with
honestly
the guy
can't remember.
spinning out of like a vortex,
I think so.
orange and yellowish color.
I'm really bad at album
Not the one
names.
with the 2 wolves on it, right?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
See, the problem with me, and I don't know song names. I can't.
Remember what it sounds like? The first song has like a quick little lead.
Yeah.
It has the actual riff.
Like, I love Fallujah. I cannot tell you a single song name. I can reference a couple albums, like names, but like honestly, I'll pick a song, and then I'll set my phone down and listen to the album cover. No clue what any of the songs are.
Yeah.
When they start, when they end, I just listen to it. So I don't know.
Yeah. Alter Beast is sick as fuck, though.
Yeah, they're good.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think our shit's gonna flow when it's all done, though, because we still have to add orchestration and
Yeah,
and
that's-
bass.
That is very true.
Once we collaborate a little bit on it, it's gonna flow.
I agree. That's good. That's a good call.
Let me we're kind of winding down on time, so I did want to I'm gonna have to skip over some of these darn questions, so that's good. I usually always write more than I can actually get to because I don't want to come up short on stuff, but you guys got a lot of stuff to talk about, so that's good. But I want to hit you guys with the quick question. I usually have a quick question for people, and I've been doing it on interviews and stuff too as well. So I'll hit you guys with this one. I'll let you guys answer it individually too. So I'll ask you first, Sam, what is one thing that you want to donate more time to?
Donate.
Put more time into, word it however you'd like to. This could be anything.
I don't know.
Doesn't even have to be music related.
But I do want to actually like learn new guitar techniques. That's like I'm really good family wise, and like my wife and I have a really awesome relationship. We're really good communicators. I'm a good father, but I think my guitar work, like I can't sweep pick. I need to learn how to do that.
You do a little bit.
I can't
A little
either.
bit.
Yeah,
I call it.
I mean, I'm the same way, like a little bit, but sloppy.
I call it raking.
Okay, well, that's more like if you're like, like
Extended rakes.
Yeah, I can't do it. I really need to up that, especially for this EP, because I want this one to really
Pop,
nice.
to slap, to fuck.
Yeah.
It's gonna fuck.
Yeah, this album fucks. That's what I want people to say. I haven't heard someone say this album fucks yet, and I think adding sweep picking will be like this album
That's a
fucks.
statement, man.
Yeah, this slaps.
Oh yeah.
Your turn.
What about you, man? What is one thing you want to put more time into in your life?
Besides going outside more and finding some way to take more time off of work, like, I don't know. I kind of want to get out a little bit and get out of the headspace of the 9 to 5 grind.
Yeah.
Or 6 to 3 or 5 to whatever the fuck. But, I don't know. I need to get my head out of that and into, like, just being more mindful of being present when I'm not working for somebody else, you know, like be more present with writing. Write when I need to just write more. I want to focus on writing. I want to focus on, I've been teaching myself how to draw. I've been drawing some weird shit lately.
Nice, dude.
Watching Ink Master, I'm like, oh, I don't want to be a tattooist, but I want to like draw cool shit.
And if I could
Yeah.
comment too, he's not just like a vocalist or a lyricist. He is a good writer.
Cool, man. That stuff matters.
I'm looking forward to the day you write a book. Like,
It's in there.
this guy can
You
write.
just gotta get it out.
He's very talented.
I want to generate content on YouTube and like different things. I want to do reaction videos and weird stuff that I don't even know how to classify. Not porn. Well, maybe, but
Riot porn?
not specifically. Yeah,
Is there
the
death metal
ideas I
porn?
have. Shit. But we don't have time to get into that.
Porn.
It's be the best ever.
Oh, man.
No, but seriously, I want to just be more creative and like generate more than I consume. I want to stop consuming so much of
Damn.
everything, like packaging,
Yeah.
content, fucking Netflix.
Yeah.
I want to create more than I take up.
Yeah, dude. Have you been listening to me? I talked about that quite a bit, actually.
Yeah?
Like, yeah,
Right
like
on.
regulating your creativity and your consumption pendulum. You
Yeah.
need to be creating more than you consume is what I've always told people, and that's kind of what I focus on too. Like, there's no way I'm going to watch an hour of Netflix unless I've done my advertising, I've done my stuff, my networking, things that I got on my goal list.
You gotta get all your chores and your homework done before you party.
Yeah, exactly.
I believe that was a similar Wayne's World code.
It's
Wayne's
discipline,
World
though.
2. It is.
It is, you know, people want to check out, especially after a long day, and you're like, I just want to kind of relax, you know?
Mhm.
I get it. I got to fight through that too, man.
Yeah.
That's
It's
a
funny.
good goal, though, man.
The funny thing
Create.
is, like, relaxing for me is sitting down and doing the marketing and writing music. Like,
Yeah.
Lucky bastard.
I don't
Right.
want to sit down and watch TV. I want to sit down and hang out with my wife. But like, Lisa was out of town for work for, it was like 2.5 months. And every night, as soon as I put the kids to bed, I was upstairs working on music, and it was the most productive I've ever been. Because
What are you
like,
saying? She held you back?
nah,
Just kidding.
like-
Trying to get you in trouble.
no. And I mean, she knows that. Like,
Just kidding, Lisa.
like she's really important to me, so I want to spend time with her. But if she falls asleep or she's like, hey, I'm going to go to bed early, be like, peace out, I'm going to go play guitar. Like, that's what I'm going to do. And that's my relaxation. I'm a do stuff guy. Like, you're not going to find me just sitting on the couch on my day off. That's not a possibility. I can't do that.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys giving me that. That's one of those, like, just personal questions. You know what I mean? I always got to ask that type of question at the end of the podcast. It's like one of my things I'm trying to make a priority as far as on the checklist of things to do. I think it's important. You know, I like thought-provoking things like that.
For sure.
Get people thinking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, cool. This has been really cool, guys, catching up with you guys and getting a little bit of insight into what's going on in the band, in your lives, and just having you guys chill. Super cool guys, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really network too much with, like, you know, friends, I guess. I have a real tight friend
Same.
network, so I feel like you guys are definitely part of the metal family, and
Yeah.
that I consider my metal family. So
Right, for sure.
and plus I see you all the time
Oh yeah.
at work, and so and I see you guys online too. So glad to have you guys as friends. All right, and making the time, especially appreciate you guys carving
Thank you
out
for
the time
having
to
us.
come here.
Oh yeah.
Real quick, where can everybody find your music, or what do you want to promote? Like, where's the sites you guys are on?
So you can find No Living Witness on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Last.fm, probably Reverb Nation, and Bandcamp is like, seriously, like, Spotify is important to us because of streaming, and that's where the biggest exposure is for us. But Bandcamp is where we generate the funds to create the stuff we do and get more shirts. So if you go to Bandcamp and find No Living Witness, we do have shirts for sale, and all of our music right now is name your own price. So you can buy
Nice.
an album for $1. I've had, dude, like, someone ordered a shirt that was listed $22. I had 3 people order them for $45 each.
Oh, really?
Just because they support musicians.
Yeah, yeah.
And it seriously, like, made me damn near cry.
That's cool, man.
Like, the people that support, thank you for those of you who did that. Like, incredible. So Bandcamp, very important.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah, and then Facebook and Instagram.
We have a YouTube and we have some silly videos. On
We
there
do.
also, and more to come.
Nice. Cool, man. Well, thanks for sharing that. There you guys go. Give them a like, a follow, a share, subscribe, and show them some love as well. And if you want to keep tuning into the Virus episodes, again, you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. You can find this live stream posted on there if you missed the whole episode. Or, I mean, if you missed part of this episode, rather, if you want to catch the whole episode. And then when I get around to it, I'll get some posted content on Instagram. I've kind of been slacking on that just because it takes so much time editing and stuff. I'm probably going to hire somebody here pretty quick to do that. And then find us on Twitter and Spotify as well. So give us a like and a share and a subscribe and follow us. And yeah, keep that momentum rolling. Keep the momentum rolling for No Living Witness. I'm sure you guys appreciate that too, right?
Hell yeah.
Nice. Well, thanks again, guys. Like I said, I really appreciate you guys' time, and it's been real. I can't wait to have you guys come back on after you release, maybe, or after it's been out for a while. I want to kind of get a feel for how it's been going, what kind of feedback you guys got on it.
We'll try not to show up wearing gold chains and shit, because we're gonna be so fucking rich.
Entourage,
Yeah.
paparazzi coming to my house. Right on. Cool, guys. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And like I said, give us some comments. Any questions for these guys, hit them up on their own sites or on this any one of these platforms that this live episode will be posted on. And we appreciate that. So we're going to get out of here. Enjoy the rest of your week. But until then, keep it contagious and keep it viral. See you guys. Peace.